Hey y'all, it's y'all favorite podcast host, Tia Honey here. And we are on part 5, the conclusion, because this is going to go on forever. The conclusion of situationships on tonight. And we got part of the crew here, not all of the crew, but we got part of the crew here, and we're going to get it popping for y'all. But first, we're going to start out with the word of prayer. Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you for everything that you have afforded us on this day, Father God. Thank you for your many blessings, oh God. Thank you for safety and providing your hedge of protection around about us, Father God. And we pray now in the name of Jesus, oh God, that you continue to be with us, oh God, and that you continue to open up doors for us, oh God, and give us favor in the areas where we need favor, Father God. Bless our hands, Father God. Bless the work of our hands, Father God, and continue, Father God, being who you are in all of our lives, Father. We thank you, we praise you. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen. So, the conclusion, situation to relationship. How do we get there? Don't look up to. So look, just so y'all know, even though I know y'all know everybody here, but let me tell y'all who's here today. We got to my far right, one of my faves, Ace, in the building.
Yo.
And then we have y'all favorite co-host, Brittany, my bunny. And then everybody's favorite person to hate, Rio,
What up?
sitting to my left. So you guys, before we get started with all of that, let's recap. What have you guys learned? Don't all speak at once.
I'm gonna let Rio start off.
That women want their cake and eat it too.
Women. Oh, hi, mommy.
Interesting.
Women want their cake and eat it too. And what show did you get that from?
Every episode.
Really?
Women. Interesting.
about that part, but
yeah, I
okay.
think that's the men, but okay. Well, we'll let you have that. That's it.
That's your truth. Be all right with that.
That's enough for now.
Okay. Britt, what did you learn?
That the convent is looking more and more interesting by the day.
Not the convent. You are not going to no convent, girl. Shut up.
Girl, watch me.
And why is that? Why is the convent looking more and more appealing to you day by day?
Because there's just so much confusion out here. Like, I'm used to the I like you, you like me, let's be in a relationship kind of thing, and all this other stuff, that situationships and dating and all these other words, just too much for me. I'm very simple, cut and dry. Either you with me or you not, and I don't like that in between stage. So
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not a
Ace.
serial monogamous though.
Ace, what have you learned?
Interesting.
I just learned. I mean, well, I knew it, but just seeing all the different, like answers everybody got for the same topic. Just like you could think you know somebody, and then until you really have that conversation and dig deep, you really don't know.
Yeah, never judge a book.
So
by
it's
its cover.
it's kind of tough.
Y'all say hi to my mom. She's almost all moved in.
Hello.
Back here in Detroit from Cali.
Hey, moms.
So I didn't learn anything. It just confirmed everything that I knew, and that is males are unstable creatures.
Only us.
Males are very
No.
unstable.
Right.
That's my
No.
story, and I'm sticking to it. I don't know. I feel like Rio say we want our cake and eat it too. I really feel like it's men, because y'all hold the cards. We don't. I don't think that we hold the cards.
No.
I don't think that we hold the cards, because y'all have said repeatedly on this show that if we say, hey, look, I want a relationship, then y'all feel pressured and then y'all don't want anything. So we have to sit
No.
back and... Okay, so then what was said?
Don't leave half of it out. Yes, that was said, but that's when y'all give a deadline. Like,
Almost like an ultimatum.
yeah.
But who
But
wants to give an ultimatum?
Why do we?
Female.
Why should we have to give an ultimatum? You would think that this is the problem that I have. I have when you are with a man or a woman for 4, 5, 6 years, and you are at an age where you are stable enough to commit, stable enough to start a family. You're man or woman enough to have children with them, but you don't want to marry them. That's a problem for me.
But why? So you would be in a relationship for 5 or 6 years?
No.
And I'm not talking. And I'm talking about at your age. Now I ain't talking about 20s and stuff like that because y'all gotta
I
grow
would
up.
not.
But you,
No, because I just don't understand how I don't understand where after 3 years you still don't know if you want to be with me. At that point, you don't want to be with me because you should know by now if you either want to be with me. Because if you plan on spending 5-6 years with me, then obviously I'm doing something or I'm occupying a space until you figure it out.
Hey, Phyllis.
And if I'm occupying a space, then let me go so my husband can find me. Because you just occupying space too.
That's just like the tortoise and the hare. Some people move at their own pace, so you can't put a timeline on when they should marry you or if you feel like it's to that point, maybe you need to have that deep conversation to see why they don't want to take that step. It may be something that you don't know, not necessarily about you, but it could be something about them
And
that's
after,
making them not take.
and after 5 years, they don't feel
And
comfortable.
if you don't
enough
know
to talk.
that, some people you got to bring it out of them. And everybody's just not going to volunteer information.
I can
You
get
got to bring
that.
it out.
I can get that
Exactly.
because I can agree with that. However, I'm the type of person I'm going to ask
And if you don't
and say
answer,
to me, it's just some own personal whatever. And then it's gonna be if I'm not okay, so I'm not the issue. I want to know if I'm the issue because it takes a lot to unpeel my layers, like a lot. So I can get that, but 5 or 6 years though.
I just don't understand the
can't
5 or
see
6 years, and you.
myself- I'll be 40 in 3 years. I have more life behind me than I do ahead of me.
Correct.
I can't. 5 or 6 years, come on.
I just don't understand that 5 or 6 years you can be in a relationship, you can have the whole child with with somebody, but you still don't know if they're the person. I just don't. That doesn't compute in my head
Hey, Kimmy.
because at the end of the day, there is nobody that I want to have
Okay.
a child with that I don't want to build a future with.
But see, that's the thing. If I didn't have children already, I wouldn't be having children with anybody I'm not married to. Like that's
Exactly.
where protection comes in, and that's where birth control
Exactly.
comes in. I never wanted to be a baby mama. Let's start there. So when I got married, I didn't think about divorce.
Right.
I don't want to be a baby mama, and I'm even in 5 or 6 years. We're not gonna have a kid my kid not gonna have your last name, and I don't.
Exactly, that's my point. I just don't understand that part doesn't compute with me. I'm good enough for you to have a child with, but I'm not good enough for me to be your wife. I'm just not understand that part doesn't make sense for me.
Well, what you said, Tia, you said, if you didn't have kids, you wouldn't be having kids with somebody you're not married to, right? Mm-hmm. Said that's what condoms for, that's what birth control for. Not all birth control is 100% effective. Neither are condoms.
Right. Y'all have
And
met
out
Layla.
of my experience,
Shout out to Layla.
and out of my personal experience, it's women who tend not to want to use condoms more than men.
And y'all obliged. So it's a two-way street.
you
We
can't-
can't make
so
you
you
do
can't-
something.
so you
And why
can't
y'all
say
not
that
tell
you're
me
not
I
gonna get
still
knocked
had
up.
my purse on? Y'all just got me on
I
camera.
thought you thought
looking.
we was thieves or something.
Didn't even say nothing. Look at y'all.
And then Britt, it's easy. Like I have kids. Well, I have a daughter with somebody who I can't stand.
Yeah, and that
But-
was probably a
But at the
decision that you
time
made.
when we
though.
were together, she was completely different. Now after once she got pregnant, it was like a 180.
Me personally, no. After that time frame, if I want to be with the person or not. Yeah, after 5 or 6 years, I would think.
I'm not. Yeah.
And Kimmy said 3 is more than enough
Three
time.
is more than enough.
But
I'll give
who's
you
to
3
say
years.
that though? Who dictates what's enough time?
That's enough time for them. That don't mean it's enough time for everybody.
But
I think
5 or
that 5 or 6 years.
Okay, I knew I wanted to marry my wife, but we didn't.
But there's a difference.
But see, but you said you know.
knew
You
that
knew.
you
But still,
wanted-
whether I knew, it still took 6 years.
You
So,
wanted
But why?
so
to
if
be
it was
married.
me with Britt, we would break up because I didn't make it before her 3 to 5 year mark.
But why didn't y'all get married in them 6 years? If you don't mind saying it, because you don't have to. If you
It wasn't the timing wasn't right.
Okay. But did you voice that to her? Like, did y'all
Yeah.
have those conversations? That's what I'm talking about. I can't
So
be
once we
4,
got-
5 or 6 years, and
Once
then,
we got engaged, October, we got married July. So it
Okay,
was
so
quick.
The wedding
but,
was the marriage was quick, but okay.
but yeah, it took a minute. You got to have patience. Everybody move at their own pace.
I mean, I get everybody moves at their own pace, but at the same time, don't occupy space when you really don't want to be with somebody. And a lot of
If
people
you're
do that.
unsure,
A lot of
yeah.
people do
Date.
that.
I think I think
say
that's where
people.
communication comes in, though, because at the point that you're unsure, let me know. Because I'm thinking, I mean, you date to marry. Like, if you're
Correct.
dating somebody or if you getting into a relationship
You're
with somebody,
supposed to.
you would think, at least that's what I thought. We're getting into a relationship to move further. What else is there after dating or a relationship other than marriage? So if that's not something that you're sure about, then I think that that's something that needs to be said. And I don't think in a lot of these situationships that conversation is really had, either out of fear or out of not wanting to hurt somebody's feelings or messing up something that you have, because what y'all have could honestly be great. But if that person says, you know what, hey, I see a future with you, I'm married, I see a future with you, I want to get married, it can kind of scare off somebody, or they could think, you know what I'm saying, X, Y, and Z. So they might not say nothing, so they don't want to mess up with what y'all have, because that can change the demeanor. I'm going to say for a woman, I don't know how, I'm not a man, so I can't say how a man would feel, but it would definitely change my demeanor, because
Okay.
we doing all of this and what?
So I have a question.
I might have an answer.
This is going kind of okay. So, say you had this conversation about marriage, all this stuff, right? Come to the point, the guy proposed to y'all, and y'all say no. Do you think the relationship is over?
Wait, say that again. I was reading her comment because I don't agree. Go ahead.
Oh, about the kid.
Yes.
having
Yeah,
a-
I don't
I'll
think
tell
that
y'all.
either.
I'll
So-
tell you a story about that when I do
Okay,
this.
so say you know you want to get married, you with this guy, and he proposed to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to get married, and you say no. Do you think us as men should stick around, or do you think we should cut the relationship off?
It depends on the no.
Yes.
A no is a no.
Right.
It depends on the no, though.
So
So
I
that's
think,
like
I think I had this conversation with somebody before. I think. Well, did I have a conversation with you?
we might
When
have.
I said that's a conversation. Like, I don't think anybody should propose without having some type of conversation on where that person's head is as it pertains to you, not just marriage. Because a person could want to get married and just not want to marry you. Then you're going to get your feelings hurt if y'all have never had that conversation. If they say no because, I don't know, timing, or they don't feel like they're ready enough, or they might mess something up, then I don't think that you should walk away. I think that you should respect her for not.
So this was a setup.
I know,
So,
because you. I feel
That
it.
is the same way why y'all shouldn't put 3 to 5 years on a man, because what you were saying is kind of the same thing. You can't expect somebody to jump in 3 to 5 years if you don't know the deeper rooted issue or reason
Exactly.
why.
I think
you have to
there-
dig in to see why.
I think there's a difference between that scenario and this one, because in that scenario, if the woman is saying, "Oh, no," because of X, Y, and Z, the man was ready to be married. She was ready to be married, but maybe not at that moment. What I'm saying is that a lot of males and females alike will stay in a relationship with somebody to occupy space because they either don't want to be by themselves, they're too comfortable in the situation, or neither of them really want to fully commit and have something that is lifelong. It's like a really solid bond commitment.
So-
And it's easier for people to walk away from a relationship than it is for them to walk away from a marriage.
Okay, so everybody here has been married, right? Except for me. Well, currently still. So why is the divorce rate so high in the U.S. then?
Because people get married.
Exactly.
But see, people marry for the wrong reasons, and that goes to what I was getting ready to say. I don't think that you should be in a committed relationship unless you know you're about ready to make that commitment, that type of commitment. Because being in a committed relationship, we can only go one step further, and that is marriage. So if it's some stuff that's within you that you want to work out, or whatever the case may be, then you should, my opinion, this is just my opinion, you shouldn't be in a committed relationship. I don't think that that's right. I think if you need to get whatever you got going on before you get into a committed relationship. Before that,
That's why you have all the situationships. That's why you see multiple people, date multiple people.
And I also think that
why you getting yourself together though?
Yeah.
We didn't say for you not to know who you want to be with. I'm saying for you to be ready for a commitment. You're gonna date 1,001 people because you're working on you, make that make sense.
Easy.
I'm
You seen the
listening.
movie Hitch?
Yes.
Exactly. Prime example. He wasn't ready for the commitment. After however many months it was, he would be with somebody. He'd dip. Then he found that one that he wanted.
But that was also
Wow.
fear. In the movie, it was also fear.
And that's
Absolutely. That's
that
exactly
was
what that was.
personal
That
fear.
was fear.
Because he was hurt before.
And a
And
lot
then
of-
he carried that to every other relationship that he had.
and a lot of men are scared to get married.
Yeah, because of y'all hurts. It's fear. It's not.
I mean, I think that people get married because they want to have a wedding and not because they want a marriage.
And that's more on the women's side. Because y'all grow up saying, I want y'all wedding this, y'all want to wear this dress, y'all picture y'all wedding.
But y'all
So
don't
then when
picture
y'all
it
get
at all.
that- Y'all picture y'all wedding. So once y'all get in, the wedding is over, the glam, all the stuff is over. Now when the tough stuff come, you don't want to fight for it because that's not what
Exactly.
you was preparing yourself for. You was preparing yourself for that day, that actual wedding date,
I
and
don't
not
know
the marriage.
about that part because
That's true. Like-
I don't know about that part because women tend to give more in relationships than men do.
Not these days. I have to disagree with that one. Not these days. We've been conditioned to. Rio say it all the time. You want what you want when you want it. We're conditioned to that because a lot of us have to be independent. We have to make our own decisions. We have to do all of this stuff for ourselves. So we're so used to doing stuff for ourselves that we don't have any patience for any type of BS that comes along. And it's because of how the times have changed. So we have most women. I ain't talking about these little girls that want to play these games, and they're irrelevant in this conversation. We're conditioned to be independent, and we're conditioned to this is how I want. Like me, I've been single for 8 years. Well, I've been divorced for 7 years. Been separated. Well, we separated 8 years ago. Been divorced for 7 years. So for 7 years, I've been paying my own bills, making ways out of no way for myself and my kids. All of that type of stuff. Decisions I don't like. If I don't like something, I'm quick to dip. You know what I'm saying? So to bring that mentality and to actually open up a door to allow somebody in my space like that has been difficult because I'm used to a certain way. I've been on my own for 7 years. So to consider somebody else's feelings and consider how they might not like something, that's taking me kind of fast. And it's on us. It's not necessarily on them because there are a lot of men that's willing to do whatever, but we so caught up in our own minds that we're missing the little things that they are doing. So I'm gonna have to disagree with that one.
I don't disagree with that. I feel as though women would not
women
be
are.
conditioned in that way if the type of man that was prior to us having to be that way were the same way, where we did not have to be independent or feel as though we had to do everything on our own. And that's just my opinion, because I would love to just be at home and and cook, clean, and be the most educated housewife ever.
You is the most educated housewife. I want to go back a little bit, kind of off subject, but on subject. So my sister Kimmy, y'all know my sister. She says if you have a child with somebody, you should give them the dad's last name, whether y'all stay together or not. So
No.
I agree.
No.
So listen, my oldest child, Kyla, I had her when I was young in high school, right? And me and her father got into it at the hospital because when it came to doing the birth certificate and stuff like that, I named her Kyla Amari Honey, which is my maiden name. He was like, no, her last name is gonna be Oaks. And I said, why? I don't have your last name, so why should my child have your last name? But you're about to have my last name. About to and what I have are two totally different things.
What's her name now?
Huh?
Huh?
So, it's my last name is still legally Oaks. And that's the reason I kept my last name is because that's what my kid's last name was.
Same as me.
That's the only reason I kept that last name, but I should have changed it. But yeah, the only reason she got Oaks is because my daddy was like, Tia, and took my daddy. Because I was like, don't sign a birth certificate. I don't care. I really didn't care. Like she's my child. I birthed her. Whether you here or not, mama's mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
And that's the problem right there with women. They think just because she came out of you, that's your child, that is both of y'all's kid. And if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have her.
No. Oh.
I have some.
Oh.
I mean, unless it's
I'm
something that I
not.
don't know about.
I'm just gonna.
No.
I mean, yeah, yes and no. I mean,
Well, you just out here getting inseminated left and right.
no, it's not. It's not that. It's just the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is that
Yeah, no.
not every
What up, though, Dice?
not every man steps up to the plate and
Hey,
earns
Uncle
that
Dice.
right to be a father. Let me just say that. Not everyone. So if that one wasn't there with you while you were going through your pregnancy, helping you through that, and will be there afterwards, there is no way that I feel comfortable with saying that, yes, you will biologically always be, the child's father. But as far as last name goes, I can't agree with that.
At
All
that
women don't
point,
stick around.
right?
I know fathers that have quite a few kids and the moms is not around and they taking care of all of them.
Shout out to y'all.
That's just not that's not the norm though. The norm is that it and most states are mothering
And
states.
then in the case you're talking about, isn't that kind of the woman's fault too? Because that guy been showing you traits before you even got pregnant.
That
by him.
100%.
So don't
100%.
once the baby is born, don't say no. I'm not giving you the thing because of this. You've been through this, so
Well,
it's
at this
kind of
point-
your fault too.
Well, in my situation, it wasn't like that.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking. I said yeah.
It's some women's
Thinking
choice.
back,
You gotta
I
be real
probably should
smart.
have off rip gave her his last name, regardless of us getting married a year later or not, because you trapped me with her anyway. So that's another
There's no
conversation
but-
for another day.
There's
I
no getting
mean-
trapped because as soon as you feel like he went ahead and shot up the club, CVS,
Okay.
Rite Aid,
Well, this
Walgreens.
was
So-
I was 17 and I was in a very religious
And
family.
then-
It wasn't no abortion.
In my situation too, my daughter don't got my last name. I've
Well,
been there from
technically, you
beginning
weren't
to
pregnant
beginning. She listened to her mama. Her mama told her, said pretty much, y'all not married. He could walk out on you tomorrow, so don't give her his last name. She didn't. So that's
That's
why
what
my
the
daughter don't
women
got
in
my
my
name. But I've been there every doctor's appointment, everything.
think
It don't
it's
matter
time
if
for
you
you to
stay in
go
a
get some
relationship or
paperwork,
not.
sir.
Huh?
Think it's time for you to go get some paperwork.
Why do it matter if y'all are in a relationship? That don't mean you walking out on the kid.
No, we was together, but she said we're not married, and
Yeah,
we're,
and
we're
that's
not
okay.
married, legally married or nothing. So she shouldn't have my last name. So she didn't give it to her, and she said today she wished she wouldn't have did that.
And that's
Yeah,
why a lot of people are
100%.
single now because of
That
thoughts like that,
mentality.
mentalities. That's why all these situationships are happening.
Yeah, that's it. And a lot of that comes from how they were raised, what they were taught, and a lot of those women are hurt women.
Yeah.
So they're coming from a hurt space and
Yeah.
not a logical space. Because I can tell you some of the things the women in my family told me, and it's contrary to what they told me, and that just comes from a lot of hurt. So to get back on our topic, so men, fellas, what is it going to take to go from a situationship to a relationship? What's what is it? I mean, is y'all saying it's not a time limit? It's,
Sometimes just take meeting that one to just bring it to. I mean, it's hard to say like a certain thing. Like it's not a checklist, but it's just a feeling. Like once you meet that person, you'll know. You will know. Like
Joe
it's kind of
about to hop on y'all.
yeah.
Joe he got something.
He got something to say.
He got something to say.
So
He's my
here
favorite engineer.
It's my question. If you just know, this is where this whole 3 to 5 drives me crazy. 5-6 years. If you say it just takes to meet the right person, but you still with the same person, you still don't know that that's the right person after 6 years.
But who say you still
I'm-
with that same person?
I'm confused. I'm confusion. Like,
So okay, if that's the case, at what point in a situationship do y'all let go of the situationship?
Exactly.
Meaning, like we know as women, like we said in the last show, and y'all asked, okay, so do you put a time limit? How long are you gonna take this? And yada yada yada. Well, for y'all, when are y'all gonna? If y'all know that this is not the person that you see a future with, why not let it go? Because y'all want y'all cake and eat it too.
or if you just don't, if you're just unsure if you want to be with them long term or not. Not even if you just want to be married, but just
Just wanna, yeah.
do you want to be with them or not, or are you just occupying space?
Some women won't let you leave. I'm
What you mean?
I was in a relationship. I was in a relationship. It wasn't a situationship. It was a relationship for close to 11 years. And this when I was younger.
Okay, that makes sense now. I was gonna have a
Hey V, shout out to V, y'all.
This
Hey,
when I
Cycle here.
this when I was younger. So we had a relationship for like 10 years, close to 11 years. But it was off and on. Mainly on, but a lot of off. Towards the end of the relationship, I found out that, she was doing her thing. I was always doing my thing. It didn't hurt me because I was, you know what I'm saying? It had reached the end of whatever it was. So when that happened, I wasn't hurt. We split up, and I quickly moved on to who I'm with now.
Right.
We got a full family. We straight. You know what I'm saying? So it just comes a time that you get tired. And I tried to leave her several times. I messed up a lot of times and got caught on purpose just so she could be like, yo, I'm tired of this. And it wasn't like that. So
why didn't you just leave?
Wait, what you mean she wouldn't let you leave?
Because women be like, okay, you're not breaking up with me.
I'm talking about like you just said.
Block? What?
Nah,
I'm so confused.
But this was early 2000s.
Okay.
So, that blocking stuff, it wasn't in effect. And then, we're separated, got my own little place. She'll pop up. All type of crazy. So y'all be thinking men be doing the crazy stuff. Women been doing the crazy stuff for the longest.
Exactly.
Y'all, I didn't know Joe's voice was that deep for a minute.
You don't remember Joe's voice?
I don't, because he don't really talk.
That's his Keith Sweat voice.
It is. He had to turn it on. He had to turn it on. Okay.
So, I don't agree with that. Don't pop up at my house. It's over. Like, restraining order. But see, I'm the type of person, I'm going to mess up your money, too. You going to keep on messing with me, and I'm going to mess up your money. Because that's going to hurt you more than me just whooping your ass.
There's other sources of income.
That's fine, but I'm gonna mess up your main source of money. Trust me. Don't pop up in my house. I never understood, I don't understand the notion of they won't let me break up. Somebody posted that on Facebook today. Like, have y'all ever broke up with somebody and they told you no? Like, what? They can say no all they want to. It's over. I don't understand that.
Sometimes it's easier said than done.
Okay. That's all I got to say about that one is okay.
That's the same reason why it takes.
B ain't playing. B say ain't no paperwork needed. Period, sis. So I like B. Anyways, so back to the question at hand.
I seen it, thin line between love and hate. She wasn't playing.
Right.
That's real stuff though. They don't come up with like a lot of these movies and stuff scenarios out the blue. That come off of real life experience from somebody. So it's out here. It's crazy. It's crazy people that won't just let go. So I don't know sometimes if it's not like a mutual, y'all don't end it on bad terms. It's easier for y'all to walk away. But if it's just like one person that wanted to be over with and you still in it, you're gonna still fight. So that's kind of like the saying they won't let you break up. Because they still want you, so they're gonna keep trying to do anything they can to keep you there. Even though you pushing away, you doing everything you can do, they not willing to let it go.
So y'all just don't believe in not answering phone calls, not feeding
That's how
into
people pop
the
up.
Pop
BS.
up. They know where you work.
Okay, and leave.
Then you're gonna lose that job eventually because they don't want all that drama at the job. It is other money sources, but you could just Google somebody's name and find out anything you want. So it's not like you can't hide from. If they really want you, they can find you.
That is crazy. That person needs to be in a mental hospital. If you gotta go through all of that, that is mental. That's a problem. Like,
it is
some serious problems. Like, I'm not. Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Love is very addicting.
It's a drug. Love is
why
a
you
drug.
pause on the first part.
I was emphasizing the T
Yeah.
or K, whichever one you heard on your end.
But see, even going back to A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, even in that movie, that was his fault. And I'm gonna tell you why it was his fault. Yeah, it was really a bet. He was just trying to smash her. But you
He let her on.
He did. You let her on. You knew that this is not what it was. You knew that this Mia person had your heart. Not just feelings. She has your heart. She had your heart. You knew this was a bet, and in the middle of your bet because it was more important for you to win a bet, you said some stuff that you never tell a woman that you love her, and you don't. Because we're going to take that to heart. Love is not a word that you can play with. And that's what make females crazy.
So
I'm gonna
you
say some females,
justifying
not
her
me.
actions?
That's not what I said. I just said it was his fault. But for every action, there is a reaction. So if you know that, then don't. In the moment she's, tell me you love me.
So you never said something in the middle of doing something that you didn't really mean. You just was caught up in the moment.
No, not no. I love
Not
you.
no, I love you.
Not no.
So
nothing.
neither one of you women ever while having sex
No.
said that you wanted to get
And-
have a
Oh.
guy's baby or anything like that.
I said
And-
that to one person. Wait,
2.
I never said that to. Did I? I didn't say that to him.
Dang, when I
2.
heard
And
that
one of
name.
them I actually had a child with.
Oh yeah, no, I never said that. I probably thought it in my head, but I didn't say it out loud. So no.
Okay.
Okay, either way it go, it was still done. Britt,
Well, I had 2. One of
Okay.
them I actually had a baby with.
well, it was still said.
My husband.
You and these words was been confusion. Okay. Define your idea of commitment. I'll let you start, Rio.
I mean, I feel like it's self-explanatory. When it's just y'all have y'all own agreement as to what's what dedicated to that person and that individual only.
Is that your definition as well, Ace and Britt?
I mean, yeah, basically, you committed to that person. I mean, pretty much is it.
His mind mags.
Oh.
That's why I.
And to go back to something Joy said, it shouldn't matter the reason a woman says no. With me, if I propose, she say no, the relationship may not be over, but I'm not proposing again.
Y'all just don't get married.
I can understand that part. I can understand that.
Especially
But what if
it's a
you
big
ask some,
franchise.
Okay,
But what
so-
if you ask somebody to marry you and you was playing and they didn't know that you was serious?
See, that's
and then
different.
You say no.
I see a lot of wedding videos when y'all laugh like, "You serious? Answer my fucking question. I just asked you, will you marry me? I'm on my knees. Are you serious? And like, answer my damn question. My knees hurt. I'm close to 40.
y'all play too much,
Why are you
though.
going down to tie your damn shoe and,
Like,
and
I'm like, but no, some people just play. Like y'all are comedians, so I can see like if you were single and you were about to propose, I would not take you seriously either. Not because you're goofy. Like both of y'all goofy.
That's when you get a straight face.
Y'all
like,
would
no,
have to
I'm
tell-
dead serious.
y'all would have to tell
Y'all
one
have
of
to tell
Tia's
friends.
tell Tia's friends. Be like,
I'm telling you.
no,
let me
Her
put
friends
this.
talk
this
too
is
much.
serious.
Let me put this disclaimer out. Whoever I end up, if you don't have the wedding ready when you propose,
Like
I'm gonna think it's a fluke.
We
I'ma
going
think
to
you
the
playing.
next day. We getting married the next day. Like,
Like
period.
that's the running joke with me and my friends. They be like, "No, Tia, whoever you marry, we gonna tell him
Tomorrow.
have that ready, like right
Tomorrow.
now, because if you don't, she gonna think you playing, or nah. Y'all see people play too much.
So Rio, you said if you propose, you're not going. They say no, you're not going to say you're gonna propose again, right?
Ever.
You gonna let her?
So you gonna let her propose? You gonna accept the proposal if she proposed to you?
A lot of women have proposed to me. I'd be like, what?
See,
Like, get up,
you
stop
won't.
playing.
So you won't propose again, but you won't accept hers.
Damn right.
Okay, that's confusion.
You said you won't accept it.
Yeah.
I mean, as a man, you shouldn't
Okay.
accept a woman proposing to you. Though.
Yeah, I'm not
You're gonna have
proposing
to
to
take her
nobody.
last name.
I will,
Yeah, I'm not
I will,
proposing to
I will
anybody.
eat soup with a fork first.
Yeah, I'm not proposing.
I mean,
to
it's
anybody.
possible.
I will map the ocean first.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's not
You're not gonna get
possible.
all of it, but it's possible.
That is not possible. I would no.
So I guess at the end of the day, it's a conversation. Like if you get to the point where you know that you want more and you don't know what that person wants, you have to make a decision. And whether that decision is a decision you want to make, it might be the decision you have to make, because stuff is only going to go on as long as you allow it to go on. And if that's not what you want, then dead it. It's really kind of simple. And then you never know. You might dead that, go on to the next one, and it might be everything that you would want minus the things that you needed and wanted from that person. But at the end of the day, life is too short.
That's why you see multiple people. Because it could be a whole line of men for women's sake. Well, some men's sake. It could be a whole line of potential candidates that you see all these great qualities in, that you can possibly see yourself having futures with these different individuals. How do you go about choosing?
I'm going to go.
If they all want to get married
with
Everything's the same.
I'm gonna go with the person that is the easiest. If 2 people, 3 people are giving me the stuff that I want or whatever the case may be, I mean, the first thing is I'm gonna weigh out what I don't like about each individual. That's the first thing. The second thing is being married before, I kind of know what to expect in a marriage. Every marriage is different. So I'm not saying like the same thing from my marriage is what I'll be expecting or anything like that. But just marriage, period. Meaning the hard work, the sacrifices, the compromises, all of that. It's like, who am I most willing to compromise for? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, who is worth my compromise? You know what I'm saying? Like kind of on that, especially if they're giving me all the same energy in different veins or whatever. That's gonna be my choice, because I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. I don't want uncertainty. I don't want any of those things in my marriage that I had in my first one. I don't want any of those qualities. So if I'm gonna choose the person that brings me, in essence, the most peace.
That's what I was just about to say. I was like, the one that brings me the most peace.
But as we all know, though, easy doesn't necessarily mean the right one either. Mm-hmm. So right. You got to be careful with that too. Like you can't, if you got multiple, if it's to that point you got multiple people, you don't want to start looking at everything with a fine, so like you looking at every single thing, and then you just pick the person that's easiest for you right now, because they could ease, just like having a baby. Y'all could have been perfect. As soon as you had that baby, it changes. Same thing with that. So they could be the person for you right then, but as soon as y'all get married or get serious, here comes this other person. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying for sure, but it's kind of hard. I don't want people to think just go with the person that's the easiest person, and that's going to be the right person. I'm going to elaborate even further. Mm-hmm.
So again, being married, I understand that you marry 1,001 different people, because the person you marry today is not going to be the person that you in 5 years, not even in a year. If a person is constantly growing, then you're constantly, you know what I'm saying, mm-hmm. getting to know that person, falling in love with that person. So when I say easy, I mean easy with change, easy with trend, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. I'm going to go with the person who, if tomorrow they was Mr. Hyde, or which one is the evil one, Jekyll or Hyde? Jekyll is Hyde. So if he's Mr. Jekyll tomorrow, is that the person I'm willing to calm down? Or, you know what I'm saying, like the Incredible Hulk, how, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by the easiest, because there's no.
Oh, that's who that is. Hey, so he's here.
Hey.
Well, look at that. We have a guest that walked up in this mug. Reek is in the building, y'all. Ain't that something?
So there's a question in there.
What's the
from
question?
My mom's husband, Bud.
Yeah, from Bud, yeah.
He said, can you be in a committed relationship without being married? I feel like
100% you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. A committed relationship isn't marriage.
Right, because there's a lot of married people who aren't necessarily committed.
That part. I know a lot of them. Yeah. That part.
I'm committed. V, I'm committed.
Yes.
You know.
He's very committed. Very, very 100%.
And I ain't just saying that. Yes.
Yeah, if she only knew.
I wanted to go back for a second, because there was a statement that said that about who controls like where the progression of this relationship relationship goes, and there was some people that say, yeah, women do, men do. This is the way that my brain processes that, and I think this might help me understand y'all a little bit more. The way that I process it is, prior to marriage, when y'all are dating, men get to decide when women become girlfriends, because if y'all do not claim us, then we are not that, even though we may claim you, right? Mm-hmm. Just let me finish my thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you.
Okay. And then once marriage actually happens, women then assume more power within that marriage, because then we get to decide whether y'all stay husbands or not. And I say this because most marriages are ended by women, they're not ended by men. Mm-hmm. So I think that transition of power happens when you actually get married, with that, especially since most states are women focused, or they tend to.
Not Michigan.
tend to, I mean,
Well,
yeah.
You can claim a woman all day. That don't mean that she's your woman.
But that's what I'm saying is that women do not become your girlfriend until you say, this is my girlfriend.
But what I'm saying is you can do that all day, but that don't mean she's gonna accept it. Women be looking at you like you crazy.
Okay,
That's
cool.
just like if I start saying you my girlfriend. You gonna be like, wait, what?
So yeah, it's kind of like what he's saying. So we hold the power as far as asking or making that move, but y'all still gotta accept it. So at the end of the day, y'all hold the power because we propose to you and you say no, we're not getting married.
No, I
If
get
I
that.
if I say I want you to be my woman, and you like no, we're not in a
But the-
relationship.
Same with divorcing. Once you
the
start
pe-
that paperwork and you keep going, as long as you keep going to the court dates, if the other person doesn't want to sign or not, the judge will eventually grant you that divorce, man or woman.
My
So-
point of the matter is that that's not typically how it goes. Most of the time, men hold the power on whether you are going to be a girlfriend, whether you become a fiance, because you have to ask and she has to answer. You get to decide that as males. And then after a marriage happens is when women assume more power in what that relationship dynamic looks like, because women get typically decide whether marriages stay together or they don't.
So I guess it's a perception thing because for us, we feel like the men hold the cards, and for them, they feel like we hold the cards. So where do we meet in the middle? Because I'm not moving because you're not moving, but you're not moving because I'm not moving. So then where does the progression start? Like, how do we
You need
Communication.
to
just a conversation?
I think that is more than just communication. I think you have to have intent behind dating, period.
There it is.
You have to be intentional. If you do not want to be in a relationship, then do not get with somebody who is looking for a relationship, or do not approach somebody that is looking for a relationship. If you want to be in a relationship, do not mess with somebody who isn't moving like they want to be in a relationship. And that intention is very important with relationships, because y'all aren't going to move anywhere if y'all both don't have the same intentions. I mean, we just saw how this whole thing with MB Jordan and Lori Harvey went. She out there living her best life. Kudos to her. I'm all for it because she's young. But at the same time, was that conversation something they had? We don't know. But that's very important for that intention to be behind. I want to be married. I'm dating someone to be married. That intention is not really there for most people anymore.
You can have all the intention in the world, but people change. People change their mind.
Then you
Just
need
like
to
that.
you need to communicate your intentions have changed. Don't continue the relationship as you have if your intentions are not the same.
That's fair.
Then we say communicate.
That's fair.
It's all about communication at the end of the day.
I think that it starts with your
But
intentions.
who initiates the conversation? Do you say something at the point that your intentions have changed, or do you wait for the other person to say?
Alcohol? No, I'm just playing.
Most of the time, it's when somebody get mad or an argument breaks out. Then true feelings
Then
come
everything,
out.
yeah.
And it shouldn't be that way. I think
shouldn't, but,
we should
yeah.
communicate. You should, because yeah, it shouldn't be that way. Everything shouldn't come out in an argument. If I had my way, I would never argue. Just let's tell me how you feel, which is why I ask a lot of questions, and I'm told that I ask too many questions. But I ask because I don't want to assume anything, because day by day, minute by minute, stuff changes, and I don't feel like people are very honest with their feelings or going to be forthright with their feelings. So I'm gonna ask the question because I want to know.
I'd rather you ask me than just assume no. So I'd rather have somebody ask me questions.
Yeah.
Because I don't volunteer a lot of information anyway, so you're going to have to ask me.
Right.
Dice
So what
says-
happens when you both agree not to be in a relationship? Then y'all
Then
not in a
Yeah,
relationship.
like relationship.
And y'all both know,
Situationship.
y'all both know
That's
what it
what-
is. I don't know if it's even a situationship. If
That's
y'all
just
both agree,
legit
y'all just
friends with benefits.
y'all.
If
I mean,
if
if
y'all-
A situationship.
if y'all- if y'all
I don't
continue
think it
that.
would be a situationship.
No, I think situationships are more, like I said
They
from the
are
beginning.
complicated.
I think situationships are basically open relationships because y'all doing everything that a person in a relationship does. Y'all just don't have the title. In this case, if y'all decide that y'all not going to be in a relationship and y'all know y'all are going to be strictly friends, then I know my uncle, if it's one of his situations, then y'all going to be friends with benefits. And that's
That's
just
it. I was about to say, you know,
Hey,
you want to see.
Reek.
How y'all doing? I missed y'all. When I'm in a situationship, You can't do what I do.
Elaborate.
That's selfish.
Very selfish.
Elaborate.
So you would do as I say, not as I do type person.
Yeah.
So you can talk to and do whatever you want with whomever you want, but not that person.
Boom.
Why not?
Oh, okay.
Why?
Why not?
Oh,
Why
good
they
luck,
can't?
honey.
That's honest.
Yeah,
That's honest.
This is, but at the same time, I'm putting that on the table. I'm putting that in the front, in the middle of the table. This is what it is.
And at
I
least
don't
she
want
gets
you
to
to think
decide.
that it's not. This is what it is from the beginning. That's why
To be with you.
a woman would respect me more because I'm
Absolutely, because
gonna tell
you're
you.
honest.
I'm gonna tell you this is how I am. This is how I roll. If you cool with that, and then let's go. But I done had so many people sign up for the shit that they weren't ready for.
And what
like-
if she dropped the same thing for you?
Well, then we can't. No, because it's me. It's
So
my
you
way.
can dish things, but you can't take them.
We said that 3 episodes ago.
Exactly. I'm reiterating the point that men like to dish things, but they cannot take the same thing in return and expect for women to be okay with this. I was about to cuss for a minute.
Some
Ooh,
men.
with the stuff that
Some
they
men. Not
that
all,
they-
not all
men.
men. Some men. Not all men. But I can dish it and take it depending on
The
who I'm taking it
stipulations.
from.
So what happens if you put that on the table and she say, okay, well, I ain't gonna. So wait, before I assume, she can't do what you do. So that means she only sleeping with you and nobody else.
Yeah.
But you sleeping
But you're
with.
sleeping with whoever you
Who
want.
said I was sleeping
No,
with
I'm saying
anybody?
just with whomever you want, if you chose to.
If I chose to, that's the thing. Like, not necessarily
okay.
saying that I'm out here
To put
sleeping
this
with
joint
hey,
down.
How are you gonna know if she is or not? You can't always tell.
What
Oh,
if she come to you
she
and
gonna
tell
tell
you?
me.
She
Are
gonna
you
tell
gonna tell her if you screw somebody else?
That's the relationship. That's how it goes.
Oh, okay.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? I gotta be. Look. Honest hurt. The honest truth.
Absolutely.
Kill a motherfucker, but it make you respect them more though.
Facts. Interesting.
Very.
See, with that
Interesting.
statement, okay. So I forgot who I was talking to, but basically it was said something like, I hurt them too much or whatever. But you want the truth. So me hurting you is telling you the truth. Did we say that on the last show?
Yeah,
we see
The
that.
last show.
Yeah.
When I thought
Talking about Baby
threw up
Boy.
the baby boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You said it was a lose-lose because if you tell them the truth, it hurt them. But if you lied to them, you hurt them still. They find out something from
That's
somebody else.
true.
Yeah, but I
exactly.
think that
So do you
women.
really care if they respect you that much more?
I think that does matter. That
It's all
shows your
about-
character.
It's all about the truth in the beginning. Don't let it get so far to when now you're backed in the corner and you gotta tell me the truth. Because now it's not about respect. Now it's the lie.
Insult to my intelligence.
And it's and then to a certain extent it's not even a lie, it's more about the cover up. Like you took it too far. Say that shit what it is right then and there. Boom. We ain't even gotta waste.
Yeah, I would always want somebody to
So-
hurt me with the truth rather than hurt me with a lie.
If that's the thing, if this is the person that you're screwing and you don't plan on screwing anybody else and that's who you messing with or whatever, why aren't y'all in a relationship?
Because relationships aren't always just about sex.
Relationships are complicated.
They are
That's
work.
easy.
It's consistent work.
So it's the benefit without
The commitment.
not even commitment. So y'all want y'all cake and eat it too because y'all get all the benefits of a relationship without the work of a relationship.
It's just the title.
That's it, just the title.
Like
Okay. Help me
a marriage.
understand.
Like a marriage. A marriage is the title.
Mm-hmm.
You have a relationship before the marriage. That's the relationship. The marriage is just the title. That solidifies it.
So you
But you
have to
already
be
created the bond prior to.
you have to be married in order for that commitment to be solidified.
No. I'm saying in that situation. In that situationship type thing. If you're gonna do that, you might as well. just my theory
So
on it.
Phyllis says, being on the same sheet of music, after you develop feelings on either side, a conversation needs, in all caps, to be had to see if this is mutual or just Netflix and chill, buddy.
100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But that goes back to communication, which most times I think the female starts, because I don't think y'all
Yeah, that's
will
because
want
most
to.
women get impatient. They just don't just go with the flow.
I don't know
They
if
need to
it's
know
the
everything
impatience. I
right
don't
then
know.
and there when they want to know it.
But see, listening to these episodes, I don't think it's impatience. I think it's I want to know because I don't know. Because if you treat me the same way you treat somebody that you don't want a relationship with, and you treat us the same, then how do I not know that you don't want to be with me, or that you're not working towards whatever, or your feelings for me aren't the same if you're treating me just like everybody else?
Why are you focused on everybody else and not what y'all got going on?
Because I don't know what we have going on. So that's another reason why a woman would ask, I would think.
See, I don't think you should.
And
That's
it.
one thing I don't like. I don't think that you should treat everybody. If I got 5 hoes,
And I subtract 2 of them.
not saying that I do. I'm just saying if I got
He
5,
does.
if I got 5 hoes,
He does.
I got 5.
He got 5.
I do not. But if I have 5 hoes, it's dumb as hell if I were to treat every female the same.
Why would it be?
Who sticks out?
That's when all the qualities and stuff kick in.
But see,
And
I
all the flaws.
don't think that is. Like, I mean, I don't think that's how it goes.
It's like, okay, so you got your 5, right? Y'all all go out. Y'all, whenever y'all
That's
go
the
out.
word, responsibility.
Y'all have fun, enjoying good vibes. When y'all chilling, still good vibes. You got one who might not dress as well as the other one. You got one that might not cook as well as the other one. But everybody got their good qualities. That's what we was talking about right before you came in. Everybody got their good qualities. Everybody got their messed up qualities. But why not treat them the same? You gonna be you regardless, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be me regardless. But out of those 5, every one gets a different version of me, depending on how I feel, depending on the connection, depending on the vibe.
Yep.
I'm not gonna be able to laugh and joke and play with this person like I will with this person. This person may be too serious. This person just might be playful. This person like to go out and have a good time, so we go out and have a good time at the clubs, shit like that.
But you still
So
treating them all well. You just doing different things with them.
But it's more than that.
It's
Like,
a level of how
I'm
well
not
you
gonna
treat them.
I may like her more, but we might vibe better.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I might suck her toes when I'm not even gonna look at her feet.
Mm-hmm.
I might get her back massage, something, a full body rub.
Right, so that's just what I
when
said.
I don't even want to touch her
You're just
back.
doing
Like,
different things with them.
different females will get a different version of me,
I mean, it's
depending on how I
also.
feel about them.
I mean, it's also the same where different people bring out different versions of you
Different
as
versions,
well.
yeah.
So, like, for me, I'm gonna use you, Reek, as an example.
Okay. You-
So, me and Reek, we have a pretty fun relationship.
Friendship before y'all
Relationship.
take
Yeah,
this.
friendship, just
before y'all take
platonic
this further.
friendship.
So she was a serial monogamous.
Platonic friendship, right? The way that I act around Reek is not the way that I would probably act around my significant other, because there is a different way that I want to be around him, or whatever the case may be. The type of essence that I would have would be different.
So you saying you can't be you completely with your significant
not
other? You're
that.
trying to paint a picture
No.
so they can wife you up.
No, every person that you're around, they bring out something different, whether good, bad, or indifferent with you. The way that you are around, for example, the way that you may be around Tia is not the same way that you will be around me. And there is a different level of affection that you will give towards certain people because they hold a little bit more significance to you than somebody else. And that doesn't have anything to do with your personality. That's just because your heart feels that way.
Well, that's not true, because I act however I'm gonna act around whomever I'm around. Doesn't matter if it's you, yeah, Ace, Reek.
I know
Nobody.
that. I know that
The only
not to be
difference
true.
is the only difference is no, you know what you heard.
Mm,
The only difference is the amount of clothes I have on. I'm not about to be walking around, however, in front of my guys. If it's a woman in my house or whatever, no matter whom it is, other than my mom and my kids and my grandmother, I barely have on clothes, so that would be the only difference. I act the same way amongst whomever. If you're that close enough to where you're in my personal space or we're around, I'm just gonna be me. So that's not true.
Well, nobody comes to my house because I don't like clothes. And if you're at my house, I'm not having on no clothes. That's why people don't come. So,
Mine either.
yeah, I don't like clothes. In a situationship, you may be more free to prioritize your life without necessarily needing to check in or run things by your significant other the way you might in a more defined relationship. I think that goes.
Agreed, Will.
I would think it depends on the type of woman that you have. Because I really don't care. Bye.
Yeah, like
By check, you mean like checking in?
Yeah.
You know, most
I mean,
I
that's
mean, unless you're out all day and it's a respect thing, but like I don't want anybody I'm with to feel like you have to check in. Like, oh, if I don't check in, she gonna be
You
tripping.
mean like I'm going out with the fellas? Oh, I'm here now. Now we're going here. Now you don't want that.
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
'Cause
but there's
no, I
women
don't
out there
think-
that like that.
Yeah,
though.
but then
they
like
are. And yeah.
you could look at it like that too. He could be checking in, or they want you checking just to let you know that they safe, like they made it to their destination too.
That's fine.
Like, but it is some women that want to know. They want your location. They checking it. They seeing everything you're going to see. Where you tell them you're going, if it's lining up to that location.
That's
So-
a trust problem.
But I used to be like I messed with a chick, and she would just let me know, like, yeah, I got a date later on tonight, you know, with XYZ, blase split, woo woo woo. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, you know. And that was just how we were. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just, you know, a respect factor.
Okay, guys. First of all, I love y'all. Y'all are my favorites. I love y'all so much. This has been a fun series, and I'm probably gonna have to run this back.
Now she's saying
This
she
supposed
gonna
to be
run
the
it.
end.
This
Not
was
next
final,
week.
but-
So look.
Not next week, but
So let's do a little end off. So everybody answer yes or no. Do you think you could turn a situationship into a relationship?
yes.
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 Yeah. Okay. So we all agree.
Yes.
Finally, right?
Right. We all agree. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. That is our time. I will see y'all